Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Last week I released a video comparing the CPF Life Escalating and Standard plans from an aging perspective. Today I'm going to do something similar, but this time we'll look at the basic plan versus the standard plan. This is the comparison many of you have been waiting for, and honestly, the one I've been most curious about too. Before I start, let me say a few things first. Number one, this comparison is based on an Excel model I created for my own personal use. It's not from any official source. So caveat emptor, which just means use at your own risk lah. Number two, like all Excel models, I have to make assumptions, and there will definitely be limitations. The biggest limitation, and I really want to stress this up front, is that the numbers cannot be trusted 100%. This comparison is very different from the one last week, as CPF has already removed the bequest component from their website calculator. I did WhatsApp them to see if I could get some reference point to cross-check my model, but this is all I got. Unlike investment products, where we would aim to maximize returns, CPF Life is a national longevity insurance annuity product that aims to protect us from the possibility of having nothing to live on, blah 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 blah. As we cannot predict how long we will live, it is not relevant to consider the age when our CPF life premium is fully depleted. So I have to manage expectations and avoid any downstream drama when someone watches this, makes a decision, see different numbers in their retirement dashboard, and then come back to say, hey bro, your model sabo me. Let's be super clear. Even when CPF board provided their own calculator years ago, which I've never used by the way, they themselves gave a range of about 5 to 10% for all their numbers. So being a bit kiasu, I'll say, as you watch the rest of the video and hear the figures, take it with a big buffer. Number three, I have actually done this video several times. The original idea was to cram everything into one video, but the task was too daunting. So I finally decided to split into two videos, and this is part one, where I will present my key findings and share some thoughts. Part 2 is where I will deep dive into the Excel model to talk about the methodology I used and the checks I did, in essence, the nitty-gritty for the quantitative people out there. Personally, I feel a lot better when I see the numbers to support the findings. But I apologize, you have to wait another week. Number 4, for folks who can't stand seeing loads of numbers and don't mind giving me some benefit of doubt, like my wife, today's video will have 80% of the key takeaways from this whole comparison exercise that I've spent a few days doing and putting together. With that in mind, let's start our discussion with a quick summary of the basic plan. I got this directly from the CPF website, which says, the CPF Life Basic plan provides payouts that will get progressively lower. It is suitable if you do not mind lowering your lifestyle as prices increase over time. Here they mention that the standard will give a higher payout. So here's the first thing. With basic plan, you will get a smaller amount per month. Next, we see what the website says about the premium. About 10 to 20% of your retirement account savings will be used as your CPF life premium when you join the scheme. So as I mentioned earlier, CPF always works with a range. Using my model, the premium I worked out is around 34,000. This number is one of the key assumptions baked into my Excel model, but it can theoretically go much higher, almost double to around 60,000. So I'll repeat again, build in your own buffer for every figure that you hear in this video. Now let's move on to the monthly payout for the basic plan. The CPF website says the payout will first come from the members' RA savings until age 90. Only after that does the CPF life premium kicks in. This sequence is important, so keep this in mind. Let's look at the next statement because this is, in my view, the core mechanism that causes all the differences between the basic and standard plans. It reads, your RA savings will continue to earn 4% interest with extra interest on the first 60,000 of your CPF balances. This interest is paid to your RA and is included in your monthly payouts. Then the paragraph ends by saying that after age 90, the monthly payout will drop due to decreasing interest and so on. At this point, I want to highlight the term RA savings. Remember this phrase. I'll come back to it later in this video. Let's now take a look at CPF Life Standard. CPF website says, the standard plan gives you a level payout for life. I think most people already know this. And yes, the payout will generally be higher than the basic plan. The next line on the website says, all RA savings will be used for the CPF Life Premium, which basically means that once CPF Life begins, for the standard plan, your RA saving drops to zero. If you find this confusing, it's okay. I used to be confused also. I have a diagram later in the video to make this clearer. So now that we have got the key features of both plans summarized, let's move on to the side-by-side comparison. Before I jump into the comparison, allow me to do something that means a lot to me. Give credit where credit is due, the YouTube way. A quick shout out to the excellent video by Provident, who did a similar explainer 2 years ago. I learned so much from that video. Many of the terms and concepts you'll hear today originate from that video. And of course, a big thank you to all the wonderful viewers on this channel who have been so generous with your comments, explanations, and corrections. I wouldn't have been able to build the bonus interest for the first 60K in the RA account without viewers like Addicts06, who explained it so clearly that I immediately understood and was able to incorporate it in my Excel model. I've taken all the information and updated the numbers to the 2025 cohort FRS for the Excel model, and I've structured everything as clearly as I can so that it's easier for everyone to follow. Now let's set the stage with some important policy terms and associated regulations. Number 1, retirement account, which we always short form as RA. But for this video, I want to call it RA account to differentiate it from another very similar sounding term called RA savings. They are two different things. Number 2, two things make up your RA account. A, RA savings, and B, CPF Life Premium. Provident actually called it Annuity Premium or AP in their video. So I will stick with that so that people who has watched that video can relate better. Both RA savings and AP attracts 4% interest. Number 3, the critical difference between the two is that the interest earned from RA savings is returned to the RA account under your individual name. The interest earned from AP, on the other hand, goes into the common pool. Number 4, you add RA savings and AP, you get the total amount in your RA account. This amount, by the way, is your bequest after you pass on. Number 5, all money in RA account is illiquid. This applies to both RA savings and AP. You get one chance to withdraw up to 20% before CPF Life starts, which I was told happens at 70 by default, but you do have the option to start at 65. Other than that, it is a one-way street. What goes into the RA account cannot suka take out. CPF will return it to you only through monthly payouts. I actually did a video on the 20% RA withdrawal rule with an off-label use that was surprisingly popular. It's the video with the highest views on this channel so far, so give it a watch if you haven't. Number 6, a quick but important rule. Your RA account, and by association, your bequest, is separate from your will. To decide who receives your CPF balances, including OA, MA, and your RA bequest, you must make a CPF nomination. Next, I will show on the screen a hand-drawn diagram, which my dear wife claimed is a gem, as it sums up everything I just said for the two plans and made it super clear for her. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let's put that on the screen now. The numbers I'm using is for a male Singaporean with cohort FRS of 213K at 55 in his RA account, ending with 315K at 65. So lock in on the number 315K as this is the starting amount. In this diagram, the y-axis is bequest and x-axis is age. I use blue line to represent AP and red line for RA savings. The top graph will show you what happens in the standard plan. This is actually quite straightforward. Let me bring you through in point form. Number one, as mentioned, all 315K in RA account goes into the AP. Hence, RA savings is zero right from the start at 65, the red dot here. Number two, the AP interest goes into the common pool. So as you draw a monthly 1.7K, the AP will decrease by 1.7K. So the blue line will decrease steadily until it reaches zero around 80 years old. Number three, RA savings, which is the red line, will remain zero throughout. Number four, with the RA account at zero after 80, there's no more bequest. However, lifelong payout of 1.7K continues till you pass on, which is how annuity plans are designed to work. The second graph here represents the basic plan. Let me describe it to you. Number one, my Excel model calculated the AP to be 34K. I will discuss how I arrived at this number next week in part 2 of this discussion. As mentioned right at the beginning, please put a big buffer for error as there's no way to confirm this number. Having said that, there are small little things that tell me that 34K is not too far off. We will leave that for next week. Let's go back to the graph. Number 2. So, 315K minus 34K gives us 281K in RA savings, and we withdraw 1,560 per month from it. This amount lasts all the way until age 90. As you can see from the graph, the gradient of the drop is gentler compared to the standard plan. In other words, your bequest shrinks more slowly and lasts for a longer period. There are two reasons for this. First, obviously, we are drawing only 1,560 instead of 1,700. But more importantly, the interest earned on RA saving stays with you instead of flowing into the common pool. This is the key mechanism that makes the basic plan behave differently from the standard as well as the escalating plans. Number 3. Once the member reaches age 90, the monthly payout drops to 1,480 and now comes from the AP. So the blue line starts to slope downwards after age 90. Note that the AP is completely untouched from 65 to 90, which means that the full 34,000 remains intact and forms part of the bequest if the person passes away before 90. Number 4. It takes around 2 years to deplete the AP, so bequest reaches zero at age 92. Monthly payout of 1,480 continues for life. I will now superimpose the two graphs and run through some of the key findings. Number 1. My Excel model shows that the bequest amount between the basic and standard plans start to differ from the very first month that CPF Life starts. The gap starts to widen by about 1K per month, goes on for about 185 months, and give a difference of about 174.5K at its maximum. This occurs at around age 80 and corresponds to the time when AP of the standard plan reaches zero. After that point, the difference between the two plans for bequest will start to narrow. Number 2. For the basic plan, the bequest will last all the way until age 92 compared to 80 for the standard plan. That's a difference of 12 years. Given the average national life expectancy of 86, an educated guess is that there will be some bequest left for more than 50% of the members on the basic plan. There are a few other numbers which is not shown in this diagram, but I would like to share from my model. Number 1. The monthly payout difference between the two plans is 140. It will snowball to a yearly difference of 1,680. So those on the standard plan will get about 1.7k more than those on the basic plan per year. Number two, at age 80, the point of maximum difference in bequest amount, those on the standard plan would have received almost 26k more than those on basic. So even though the bequest for basic is about 175k more, the nominal difference between the two plans is about 149k. This is very close to the 150k that I got in my other video comparing the standard plan with a 4% portfolio. That was calculated using a different methodology. But by cross-referencing the two, it tells me that the current model is working fine. Having said that, please again have your own buffer. Number three, in my model, from a dollar or nominal perspective, the standard plan will overtake the basic plan, bequest included, at around age 89. That is also roughly when the monthly payout of basic plan will drop to 1480. So from age 90 onwards, the standard plan will start to pull away from the basic at a rate of 2.6k per year. So these are my key findings. For the quants out there, join me next week for part 2 where I will go through the Excel model in detail. I will now end this part 1 with some final thoughts. Number 1, from an aging perspective, the standard plan delivers 140 per month or 1.7k per year more cash flow than the basic plan. For me and my wife, that is 3.4k yearly. That translates to a weekly visit to our favorite restaurants or a week-long trip to chill at an island beach resort in neighboring countries. So that's the lifestyle difference that the standard plan will afford us over the basic plan. Number 2, I've always prioritized liquidity and cash flow for retirement planning. In this case, however, even though the standard plan provides a higher monthly cash flow, my wife and I will likely go for the basic plan after seeing the numbers from the Excel model. We have worked hard throughout our careers, and even now, our youngest daughter is working in a fast food restaurant, earning roughly 1k for 3 weeks of hard work, even during weekends. We Singaporeans always like to say, you think money easy to earn ah? So both of us understand the value of that extra $1,000 a month in interest that stays in our RA savings and eventually becomes part of our bequest, even if we can't touch it ourselves. Number 3, one obvious way to make up for the shortfall of $140 per month is to put in more money in the RA account at 55. So I used the CPF monthly calculator and arrived at the number of 232.1k. This means that if I put in 19k above the cohort FRS of 213k, the basic plan will give us the same monthly payout of 1,700 like the standard plan. So for the two of us, it will be around 40k at 55. We are undecided at this point, but we are leaning towards stashing that extra amount in our RA account as a longevity hedge. This is a nice place to end part 1 of our discussion comparing the CPF Life Basic and Standard plans. I've shown the most important findings and shared majority of the key takeaways without drowning everyone with numbers. Hopefully all of you find it useful. Part 2 next week will involve some heavy lifting with the Excel model. I will share some extra thoughts once the numbers are out, as I believe some things you only get the full impact when the numbers are laid out in front of you. Do like, subscribe, and share this video to whoever you think would benefit from it. I will see all of you in the next one.